Good afternoon, everyone. This is Henry Gambell with simpleroptions.com, and in tonight's free video, I wanted to look at some ideas with you on WYNN. So WYNN has had a huge snapback over the course of the past, 2 weeks or so, but there's no denying that this $100 level has been a pretty key zone. At the end of the day, I think WYNN is a very tricky chart to trade directionally. Ultimately, we will look for this weekly squeeze to fire long, but at the moment, I'm giving this a little bit more respect for resistance here at 102, and I thought it might be a good spot to discuss the ins and outs of the unbalanced fly versus just a straight up short call spread. Because when you look at something like this, I think the short calls are one of the first things that come to mind, because of course we don't want to chase this move, and we're kind of thinking you might be able to pause back here in this zone. So if we flip back over to our Analyze tab and we're looking at this idea, the first one that may come up is an idea of playing this out into next week. So as this moves higher, and knowing that I have resistance at 102, I think this is the first place to start looking. It's always a very common idea to look at selling the vertical. I always start doing something like in this type of a situation. I would look at doing it $3 wide and try to take in at least a third a width of the spreads. So a $1 credit on a $3 wide, that fits that criteria perfect, and that looks like a good way to manage that into next Friday, or a good way to play it. Okay, so that's $1.10 is your max profit, and you stand to lose $1.90 on that play. Okay, well, I would encourage you to look at it another way, which also takes advantage of a short 102 call, but at the same time tries to benefit from an in the money. So let's try the unbalanced fly, looking at it $2 wide. We could try at 3, but I don't think I'll be able to pull in a credit at those prices. Actually, I can. So this, I think this is a great spot to have this discussion, because now the width of your wings is exactly the same width as this short call spread, and then you can start to evaluate the risk reward. So let's just keep the math easy and say we get a 50-cent credit on this, and we ended up only taking in $1 on the call spread. Well, then when you flip over to your risk profile, it's very easy to see the comparison between this. So the short call spread is going to give us a maximum profit of $1 with a max loss of 2, while the unbalanced fly will give us a max profit of $3.50 with max loss of $2.50. So when you compare those two, I think it's just a great complement to the idea of shorting something that has had such a strong run into resistance. This gives you a little bit of bearish delta, some nice positive theta, and I think that's a great way of looking at WYNN into next week. So I hope that helps. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you at the next free video.